Aloha guys, you're watching GRTV. Today's episode, sharing some nice, you can see these nice red lipstick palm here in the background. Over here at the Kahala Mall. Wanted to do some breakdowns, some expressions on society, emotions in society. Nice, see these nice red guys here. There are different emotions in society and motives that, the reasons why people do things. And so let's look at them today. For one, we know that we have our base desire. That's the first chakra, right? First chakra has to do with meeting your basic needs and doing it in such a way that you're not only healthy, but you have enough such that you don't have to be dependent upon other people, or you have enough for emergency, enough food, shelter, water, basic things. Even such things as simple as deep breathing, oxygenation, so you can focus. If you don't get these, then somebody else, you'll be dependent or expectant, whether at a subconscious or conscious level, for other people to fulfill these needs. And as we know, if you don't fulfill your own chakras, you'll undoubtedly expect other people to fulfill them. And what that'll result in is other people wanting to, or other people will, use that leverage. They'll leverage it against you. So then you have the second chakra of desire. That also has to do with envy, I believe, because there's no longer a focus on sexual matters when the second chakra desire is met and activated, obviously via masturbation, what should be a regular daily activity. People either, I'm talking about what motivates people. So people either want somebody for their soul or somebody for their physical, sexual appeal. And the implication being not that, one needs to, you should also only be with people or someone, a dream mate, quote unquote, by definition, somebody who you both have a mutual, both physical and cerebral attraction to. That's important. But equally so, is that this feeling, this sense of envy, what it is this a displeasure or disapproval of the way people misuse their bodies. And for example, sometimes it happens when people are in a workplace environment or that in their or school, and they're just engaging in suggestive behavior, or just anything that's contrary to being committed to yourself, committed to your dreams, wearing a ring that's consistent with that, and having a sense of respect for others. You don't want to seduce somebody that you respect or care about, right? And actually, check this out. We're looking down at, we get the nice Whole Foods arena here. So these are pretty standard topics in my videos, and I wanted to talk about some things I haven't talked about, though, along these issues of motivations. So when you look around at people, if you want good for them, that is that's a motivation. That's an agenda. Just like if people don't respect each other, they end up wanting to seduce or manipulate or get people's, get stuff from people. And so the essence being, how do you transform a negative into a positive? First of all, you look at these people who engage in, you could call it low class, or unjoyful, or non-committal, or just informal behavior, like promiscuity in the workplace or school, and or just general rudeness or perversions, and you can be glad, you can feel reassured that it's better that these people identify themselves and that you know who they are, and say, okay, this is this person, and and it's information. You want to know who people are, and then the ego, or the third chakra, makes you think that you might want to be with these people who are, say, trying to show off their bodies and be attractive, and who are you trying to be attractive to? That's the real underlying issue. You should be want to being attractive to your dream mate. And so that's why a lot of these, especially women, it's useful, I think, to just cut your hair short, to not try to look physically attractive to all random people. Well, of course, that's for people to decide how they want to do things. But just to be at least conscious of these things, that's my encouragement to people. Think about these things, and it's equally, it's what people talk about. It's like I was saying, if they're rude or unpleasant, of course it could be sexual harassment or stuff like that. But if it just like, notice what people talk about. That'll, for example, to illustrate extremes, say older people, they might talk about older things not related to health or to just miscellaneous stuff. Like, they might talk about their age and just random stuff, and not stuff that's concentrated and focused on health and well-being. You have to be aware of things, aware that this whole enthusiasm with cars and car culture and identifying with them, it actually takes away from the time you need in order to other pursuits like health and even wealth, and just time in general. What do people do in society? There's a large contingent, and I used to think myself superior to them, just people who do repetitive activities throughout the day and don't really question. They more so are happy with things, or at least claim to be happy with things, and act as such. And some people, they what they do is they start families too early, to the point where they never get a chance to self-actualize or really realize or investigate. This is who I am. This is what I believe about my desires for society. So just be conscious of your thinking. Like, when you look at people, maybe people you're physically attracted to, you want to be able to look at them and want good for them, want also their dream mate for them. These are general opinions on society, and how do you make society a joyful world? Well, it has to be where people are willing to and competent enough to meet their basic needs, and sometimes that means having, not eating, not eating so costly foods, not having such a high standard of living. It's kind of a paradox because that motivates people, right? And it's something that people want. But it's all relative. Like being rich is relative. Like is being rich contributing meaningfully to society? Is it having enough money to raise a certain amount of people, children? Is it having a low cost of living such that you can afford more so to do what you truly want to do? Like if your daily expenses are a small amount, then you might not be forced to do things you otherwise wouldn't want to do. So all these things are considered. I think it's important for individuals to try to not only examine what they want, but make sure they're doing it in such a way that it's what they, it's not based upon what hoping or thinking what anyone else might want, or basically doing it for somebody else or for society. When you look around at people, you don't want to feel guilty or badly for them. Uh, you want to look at things and really envision what you want, and remember that it may incorporate helping other people, but it has to be something that you think is the best thing for other people. And it's needs, desires, and wants. Wants can be fulfilled expensively through vacations and other amenities, but costly things or other external values of you know physical objects and different things. Or you can fulfill wants can equally be fulfilled by just exercise, music, listening, and creative activities. And it's useful to be aware that all these things and money expenditures and stuff that can actually interfere with it can interfere with your creative pursuits of simple activities like me for writing, for example, or just simple things that people do in society to keep it going and to contribute meaningfully. It's think about it in terms of your time. What is your time? In the same way that people calculate dollar amounts that they earn or save, like how much time do you have? So all things for consideration. You know, how many hours can you stack up to do what you truly want? Thanks for considering, and aloha.